Hello, everybody. It's Diana here from Aspect Astrology, and welcome once again and to my overview of the upcoming full moon in Gemini. But before I proceed, I just want to remind you that I'm running a giveaway via my Instagram account to win a full free 90-minute professional reading conducted by me. So if you're interested, head over to my Instagram account, Aspect Astrology, for the details. The comp ends on the summer solstice, December the 21st, so make sure you don't miss out. Okay, enough about that. Right, this full moon in Gemini is going to offer us the opportunity to gain more clarity and a greater perspective on what may have actually come up for us during the new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius. So how did that pan out for everyone? I have to say it was pretty intense for me as a Sag, and the other Sag in my life, my daughter. We had to do quite an energy reset since the eclipse, and it did throw us around a bit, both emotionally and physically. However, we're feeling better now, but I do think I really gained some insight on what I really might need to still work on. Anyway, the solar eclipse marked the end of a karmic cycle and asked us to integrate learnings from past behaviours that we can now bring into alignment with what we hope and believe for ourselves in the future. So this full moon supports this sentiment, and it kind of punctuates our need to let go of thinking patterns that no longer serve us. The full moon may shine a light on additional themes attached to this sentiment. Whatever may have come up for us in the past new moon phase, we can now work with in more detail and, I guess, release outmoded patterns of thinking. So this full moon is going to be in a harmonious aspect of Sagittarius's ruling planet Jupiter. So Jupiter's finishing its journey through Aquarius before it moves into Pisces permanently on December the 28th. And together, the moon and Jupiter offer us some unique gifts of opening up to see things differently or more clearly than we may have been able to do before. So as we broaden our perspectives, we can discern what we don't want to take with us into the new year. So one of the questions this full moon brings us is, what thinking or communications patterns would we like to leave behind as we step into 2022? In opposition to Sagittarius, Gemini is all about taking our base knowledge, our facts, and expanding our perspective to gain a broader view of the whole picture. So we may be able to see things a little bit more clearly now, and certainly gain perspective and wisdom, which in turn offers us potential for greater opportunities. So if we have felt stuck all year, as though we're just going round and round in circles, this is an opportunity for some aha moments. In positive aspect to Jupiter and Aquarius, we may also expand our view on how we operate in society and as a collective. So both these signs, Gemini and Sag, are very much about acquiring knowledge, gathering, connecting, and spreading information. They represent the polarity of the student, which is Gemini, and the teacher, Sagittarius. But of course, these archetypes are very much interchangeable. However, what cannot be disputed is a genuine curiosity to know more for both signs. So we can ponder what beliefs we may have about how we learn and whether these beliefs actually still serve us. And as adults, we might be scarred by how we experience learning in a traditional educational environment in our childhood, and it can lead us to hold on to beliefs about how we learn that could stop or prevent us from pursuing new educational experiences. So if there's something that you've wanted to learn but have been afraid of the process, this is an excellent time to consciously let that fear go and embark upon new frontiers of learning something new. So feeling bold enough to just go out there and do it. Now, Gemini and Sag as signs, even though they are opposite, are very much qualities of youth. In fact, these two signs have been blessed and tarnished with kind of Peter Pan attributes of, you know, not wanting to really grow up and pursuing eternal youth and fun and an adventure. And at its best, this is about nurturing a youthful spirit, even into while we're in one's older years. But we can spend some time on this full moon thinking about where we may be aging too soon, where we may be harboring too much responsibility, and possibly not having enough fun. In contrast, we can also ponder where in our lives we may need to grow up a little bit more and potentially leave our Peter Pan spirit behind, stepping up to the next phase or stage of our lives and accepting more responsibility. So while we may have some fun around this immediate full moon phase, there are bigger items on the astrological agenda for the rest of the year. And these may certainly colour and cloud our experience of what should be a fun and light full moon. So just a few days after the full moon, Venus is going to station retrograde in Capricorn. And while this is happening, she joins the god of the underworld, Pluto. And together, they don't necessarily make a happy couple, but they're very powerful. And at its essence, this may place a blanket of heaviness around our intimate relationships, a broody and potentially intense kind of feeling. So we might need to ask ourselves where we are not fully in our power, especially with our intimate relationships and our sexuality. So being in the sign of Capricorn, issues around power, material security, and our sense of self-value could also arise during this time. A few days later, and really culminating on Christmas Eve, we return to that push-pull theme that we've been experiencing throughout 2021 with Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus making another square. Now, this energy, once again, is the friction that we feel both personally and collectively between the rules, the shoulds, our obligations and responsibilities, and our need for freedom and liberation, for breaking the rules, for breaking down old structures that no longer serve us. So we might expect to see protests escalate, our institutions become increasingly fractured, and family gatherings during the holiday season could become embroiled with differing beliefs and opinions and tensions. So watch out for friction around the holiday dinner table. Personally, whatever we may have been holding on to and where we may have been resisting change will become harder to ignore and sweep under the carpet. So this square energy is going to be affecting the fixed signs mostly of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They're going to be affected the most potently. But whatever you may have been resisting may well come up to the surface at this time. So it's a wonderful opportunity to, I guess, end the year by really facing anything that you have not dealt with, leaving it behind in 2021 and moving forward into 2022. Wow, so that is the last full moon post for the year. I will see you again soon. In the meantime, I hope you're kind to yourself and kind to others, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Cheers. Bye.